The ACC is 6-1, and the ACC is 6-1, and the AAC is 1-9. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Ooh, my glasses need cleaning. The AAC is 6-1 in the bowl games, and the ACC is 1-9 in the bowl games. Huh. And I thought they were both one and the same. But no, the ACC really does suck. What's going on? What's going on? Roll Tide, Alabama fans. Roll Tide, welcome to the run-up to the Enrollees bowl countdown. Count of a countdown. Does anybody even care to count? Welcome to Tight Sports. This is an Alabama football megacast. We are the People's Crimson Tide broadcast on whichever virtual space you can find us. Here on Tight Sports, we talk all things Alabama sports. Alabama football, Alabama basketball, swimming, soccer, cross country. That's right. We may be following some people through the woods sometimes in the next year. Which is why I say the Crimson Tide is always making a run for a national championship. And as we go along and talk Tide sports, we have to address the haters, the doubters, the small-minded people that want to stop the tide from rising. To them, I say good luck stopping the most powerful force that college sports has ever known. Tide fans, may God keep you all. Please tip a brother on your way in and smack that subscribe button and link up with Tight Sports. We're on the way to 3,000 subscribers, and with your help, Tight Sports will be heard by Bama fans around the globe and hated by the others, while they're listening to us, trying to steal all our secrets in their pea-stained draws. Roll Tide, everybody. Roll Tide. Well, turn this music down a little bit. We already got somebody in the doggone chat. Somebody coming that early must be respected. Check out Auburn's bowl games if you want to see football. Oh, yeah. I'm going to pull up the Bo Jackson tapes and the Little Train James here, ESPN. They may have Mark out on ESPN Plus or something. I thank you for checking in with us, Chris Williams. Roll Tide to everybody out there. Anyway, there have been about 20 bowl games since Monday, and the ACC has played 13 bowl games to play in, and of the 10 they have played, they won one. Yep, just one. One bowl games. And they got the nerve to call themselves a part of the Power Four. If there is a Power Four, it might be a Power One. and a possible, like when you're playing spades. And I'm not going to say who that one is. But it don't look like it's power 4. 1 and 9? Oh, yeah, well, our players left. Oh, yeah. Well, people, they went to the... How many people you got going to the NFL? How many people you got in the portal? Ain't no excuse. And that's why I say there's no way the group of 5 will remain silent about this power 4 preference that goes on when it comes to this playoff deal. But it's not the big deal to most people these days how this works out. These events, they provide memories to last a lifetime to the players. Some people don't get a chance to go many places in life. And many of these games, while they are hard to watch, they're hard on the eyes, but these General Bowl games, they definitely just not for the fans. I would say the real football fans watching NFL, but several teams, including my own Steelers, really stunk the place up. But as a fan, the games were mud. But one game started more controversy than I've ever seen in a postseason non-playoff bowl game. Who's the culprit I'm talking about? Anybody got any guesses? Who am I talking about? Who am I speaking of? I'm talking about the Slurricanes. What a freaking clown show. Now here are the facts. Cam Ward played in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Start right there. Pop-Tarts. Yeah. On Saturday night. He was 12 for 19, 190 yards, and 3 touchdowns after the first half. After the first quarter, he had set the NCAA Division I record for the most touchdown passes. I'm talking all time. At halftime, the score was 28-31 with Miami in the lead. Cam did not and will not play another down for the Miami Hurricanes. And then Hurricanes, the Cyclones of Iowa State, stormed back. Get it? You see what I did there? See, they're the Hurricanes, and Iowa State is a Cyclone. Depending on what side of the coast you're on, it's the same thing, but the Cyclones stormed back in the second half and won the game 42-41. And everybody's talking about Cam. Listening to Coach JB and people trying to interview his parents, trying to tell him what happened. I'm not going to waste no time talking about Cam. He young. I'm surprised Cam didn't jump on one of them crotch rockets at halftime and just fly right out the stadium. He young. I ain't trying to bash that young man. I'm not going to do the possibility of injury dance with you. There are mega insurance policies. We know about the collectors, NILs, and endorsements or whatever. I'm not going to talk about commitment to the team. As Willie Beeman said, not Willie Beeman, my man said in Titans team, what team? Or doing it for the logo? We know those days are really, really dead. You know, I want to really quickly address the clown that's actually responsible for all this big old circus that went on Saturday night. Every time Miami snapped the ball on offense, they went to Cam. Every time that dude threw an incompletion, they went to Cam. Every time they came up short on a third down because dude don't have the legs that Cam got, or they went to Cam. No, all this smoke for Cam, it's not his fault. The person that's responsible for this is Coach Mario Manuel Cristobal. It's his thing. This is not Cam. This man has been in too many bowl games. He's helped launch several careers. He's seen people go to the pros and get interviewed. He knows how particular people can be, especially when you're talking about number 1 draft pick. You know this was going to be frowned upon, but you wanted a buddy. You wanted my buddy, wherever he goes, I go. No. When this young man needed you to be a wise man, you wanted to be a clown. You wanted to be friends. And instead of agreeing to this crap, you should have drawn a line somewhere, Coach. Option 1, hey, kid, a lot of people sit out of bowl games and move on, like Christian McCaffrey. Don't nobody give Christian McCaffrey and many others. Nobody knocks it. They get over it. you get in that combine and do you. Do you. That's option one. Or you could have said, hey, kid, you start what you finish. You don't want NFL owners to view you like in a poor light. You are a winner. So you should be sure that you always play to win. What Mario Manuel allowed to happen was a disservice to the players, to the school, and to enhance people looking at Cam like he's totally vain. I'm going to play till I break the record. Now, he could be totally vain now. Sometimes athletes can be. But why would you allow him to advertise that character flaw at this pivotal moment? Just tell him to sit it out. Or go for the win. Don't go for the record. That's my take on that. What you got? Somebody put something in the chat. How does this look to you? Now, to the Tide. Tomorrow game is at noon, so tomorrow we'll get started early. I got a lot to say. I meant to get with you guys sometime after Christmas. I was feeling awful, so I'm just going to start early tomorrow. I got some things to share with you. So get your coffee, your pancakes and bacon, and join me. Bring the syrup. I'm not really a syrup person these days. Just give me bring the bacon, and I'll take a couple of cups of coffee. But to be sure you don't miss a minute, subscribe and smash the notification button and poke that like button right now, right in the eye. So I would say this about tomorrow. Caden Proctor, all SEC tackle. I think he's third team or second team. He has a nagging shoulder injury. Well, really, it's back. It kept him out earlier in the season, first 2 games, I think, and it's back, and that's going to keep him sidelined for the game. With that, Wilkin Formby will start in his place. And here's the issue with that. I would have thought in all this time somebody probably was being developed to stand in for Mr. Proctor. Because Wilkin Formby, great kid, he typically plays on the right side. Proctor plays on the left side. So I expect Milroe to do an ample amount of running for his life to the right with reckless abandon. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, the man gonna need to keep his skates on and really check over his shoulder to see if somebody is coming after him. Also, with the Crimson Tide, there are several early entrants that have arrived on campus, and they are with the University of Alabama football team down in Tampa right now as they practice at some private high school down there, who's also named the Buccaneers in Tampa. That's really interesting. I wonder who founded that school. Was it the Culver houses? Possibly. I don't know. Several players from the class of 2025 have reported. Justin Hills, who's a middle outside linebacker from Wintonwood High School in Ohio. He's working with the guys at outside linebacker. And I'm going to say my favorite. I love all these guys, but 2 people that I'm looking forward to seeing a lot from, and I'm glad they are early entrants. Luke Metz from Georgia, Daryl Duke Johnson from Georgia. And if they ever start together, I'm going to dub them the Salt and Pepper Poppers. Both of them are middle linebackers, and they are all 3 of those guys working with Coach Christian Robinson. And also on campus is Ivan Taylor, who's, interestingly enough, he's a recent flip from the Michigan Wolverines class 2025 list. He's working with the safeties. All these players have been impressive this week, according to I should say Coach Milroe or team captain Milroe. But Jahad Campbell, he said, they don't know everything, but he said they were doing a pretty good job absorbing what's in the playbook and understanding how Alabama does individual drills. And you got to love folks that can get on campus early and take advantage of that bowl practice time. I mean, it doesn't mean a lot to people when you win 6 games, but if you want to get to the point where you're winning 8, 10 or better, that extra time of practice because you're going to a bowl, whether it be 15 days or 25 days or whatever, is really critical that you take advantage of that practice time. And really, I can't say you don't want to get embarrassed in a bowl game, but if it made you better going into the spring, going into your tour days in the summer, and going to fall, that's what really counts. Because right now these bowl games are so lopsided. Have you seen some of this stuff going on? Have you seen this stuff? Somebody, Oklahoma got beat by Navy, I think, or Army, whatever. Totally unexpected, but we lose. This is who we lose to. We lost this. But anyway, this time is critical for teams trying to rebuild for the next season. Now, taking a peek at the portal, it's not a lot of people coming to Alabama right now. They've taken the same 5 people that I went over last week are still on the list. Nobody's been added. I don't even know if we may have had one person to enter into the portal, but when I looked at the list, none of the names really popped out to me. So I guess other people that have left, there are no big changes at the top. Some people may have left at the bottom, but there's more room to add people. But I always wonder, what is Coach DeBoer waiting for? I mean, is he waiting for more players to drop from the last 8 teams left? That would be kind of risking it. Or could it be that he's going to go with a youth movement? You know, a lot of people that become a coach, they start losing. Then they say, well, you know, we young AD, so I need a couple more years. But with, you know, the way I look at it is kind of twofold or multiple fold. But with the experienced players, you expect it to be plug and play. Like the guy, you know, he ran the routes over there. We run the same routes over here. If he made catches over there, he can make them over here. He's the height we need to replace. He has the speed we need to replace. These type of things. He was a left guard. We need a left guard. Or we need competition at left guard. So on and so forth. And it should be a high level of professionalism from somebody that's already played at least 2 years or a year of college football. You expect the guy, he know where he's supposed to be. Still, you know, he got classroom responsibilities. So his grades should be somewhere or up or taken care of, or he's ahead where he don't take so many classes during the fall. Just a professional, because that's what they are now. They've always been professionals, but now it's being, you know, highlighted. They are professionals. And then it should be less bad habits to break. Like with the high schooler, some high schoolers are just athletically gifted, and you got to break them up from bad habits. Whether I watched some film and I just thought, like, we had some highly touted linemen coming in, but they held a lot. But I think the referees looked at him like, this guy is 325 pounds. The guy playing defensive end is 195. So whether he picks him up and throws him 25 yards or he just smacks him upside his shoulder and knocks him 25 yards backwards, it really don't matter. I'm just saying. But there's a lot of bad habits to clean up a lot of times when you're bringing in new people. But maybe the coaches, Slick, Sheridan, Kane Womack, Coach DeBoer, maybe they've learned some things. Maybe they know how to look at tape and know if they don't see it on tape, they don't want to teach it to them over at this level. If they don't see certain things on tape, they don't even want to invite them. Or maybe after they visit, they just got a no spirit inside of them. Like, that guy came in here and I'm not feeling it, coach. I don't think we should sign people. Because it just seems like some folks, they sign everybody that came to their campus real quick and fast. It'll all work itself out. But maybe they can look at people from afar, you know? And then sometimes a guy can, you know, he can get coached very well out of high school. And you see something in him, you know, in high school, and he takes it on to the college, he keeps doing it. And then sometimes they don't. Like the place we're getting a lot of, I think it's Mater Dei. Don't get me wrong, but it's a little DB hub out in California. They pick on Coach DeBoer all the time. Oh, you don't have, you know, the top 9 or top 8 or the top 10 recruits of Alabama, they're going to Auburn. But these recruits coming out of, I think it's Mater Dei, that's in California, they're producing some of the best DBs in the nation. Like, they're going anywhere and they're doing well. And I think we're going to have 3 on campus next fall. That means something. Some people get coached to the, you know, quarterback, or, you know, Arch Manning, you know, Patrick Surtain, because of how his father was, you know, in the NFL. Some of them get a lot out of college and just some do not. So I don't know what they may be waiting on, but we have to remember that everyone that's in the portal is not coming out. Oh, it's me is up here. What's going on with you? It's me. Thank you for checking in today. He said, now is our time. Type. Tennessee had 7 enter the portal today. Do we want Squirrel or Nico? Don't want Nico. Don't need Nico. I haven't looked at his brother. I think his brother's at Arkansas. Squirrel. We might could use some squirrels. I learned chasing squirrels in my life. They just kind of hard to get after. I think we could look. They should at least bring him to campus and, like I said, examine his character, see if there's a fit there. Some things just don't match. The talent may match, but the personality may not. Personality could be great, and maybe he talks, talks a good game, and they feel he may not be ready to learn. I don't know. That's what I'm kind of getting to here. I don't know what their process is. Portal floodgates will be open next weekend. Yeah, after these teams, after your team loses, these players get an additional 5 days to enter the portal. And if it's me is correct, 7 people left for them. I don't know if that's their total, but he said 7 today. So it's already started, One more. It's me is responding to Chris Williams. AU's bowl game is going to be awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be a 5-on-5 game of basketball. That's how awesome it's going to be. But just like I said, just because people are going to the portal, they might become lost portal mail, like an envelope with no postage, no return address. They just sit in the portal until they're purged from the system at some point. I don't know what happened to these guys. I know some people go and become walk-ons at some decent schools or just elsewhere, but they don't get picked up with scholarships and they have to go re-earn it. But maybe the coaches in Alabama, they're not willing to coach so many mercenaries, or they lack the ability to coach mercenaries. Because, some people can do a Cam Ward situation, works out okay. Even with Coker. Coker was a graduate guy that came over with Saban, won that championship 1 year. And, just too many of them can be kind of cumbersome because maybe Coach DeBoer is seeing how bringing too many mercenaries in, you get so much highly compensated talent coming in that your current talent be like, deuces, I'm out of here. I can't stay around here no more. I can go elsewhere. You add 1 running back and you lose 4 running backs. That's just not smart math. Is DeBoer a teacher at heart? Does he seek to mold and shape players and his techniques and tactics? Maybe ruin them for other people. That's always a good. Let me mess him up. He gonna be used nowhere but the University of Alabama. But he just seek to mold them, or he mixes in their hard work with some playing time so he can take the younger person and move up. And maybe this man knew that a lot of players on the team were recruited by Saban, and he knew that players were going to dip. Essentially, when you think about it, Nick Saban was their number 1 choice at coach, right? If Nick Saban was your number 1 choice to play football for when you came out of high school, what coaches were in your top 5? I would imagine that Coach Kellen DeBoer was not in your top 5 choices. You may have fallen in love with Alabama. Everything's fine for you, but that's why I think you saw a lot of the sophomores and first-year people, they just left because they were like, I was really going to go to here, but then Saban was here, so I figured I would, but now Saban's gone, so I ain't even feeling it like that. Plus my girl in San Antonio. Anyway, and then maybe he knows that de-recruiting are over. I was just listening to a little blurb. This guy was talking about a book called Meat Market, written by Bruce Feldman. And in that book, he said de-recruiting was, he said Saban did this. He said Kirby does this. They tell you the greatest person in the world for 6 months. Get you on campus. Then they spend the next 4 months telling you ain't nothing, you trash, you ain't nothing. They tell you down to build you back up. And, well, Now, if that's the reason, that may be added to the reasons that Saban may have retired. If that's what you were doing, that is what it is, because you couldn't do nothing. And if you left, you had to sit out a year and all that mess, or you just bear with it. You push through all of it, and you just become the best player you can be at the University of Alabama. He will build you back up, but quickly tell you are the ninth string tailback, or the ninth string quarterback, or receiver, or long snapper. You're the ninth string long snapper. I can't believe you. Look how big your thumbs are. I don't know what to say. But that was a process, according to this book. Case in point, in that book, it tells the story of Jevin Sneed. I don't know if y'all remember that name. He said when he was at Florida, I guess he was talking to the coach, as quarterbacks known to do. They said something about Urban Meyer was asked about, I think Jevin Sneed asked him, "Hey man, I'm starting to hear a lot about this guy named Tim Tebow. What you know about him?" "Oh yeah, don't worry." He was told, according to Jevin Sneed, allegedly said that Urban Meyer told him Tim Tebow's coming here to play linebacker. And I say all that to say that in this day, according to this person that was doing a review of this book, Meat Market by Bruce Feldman, there's two things that can't happen with the portal right now. People say the players are getting their way, maybe. But one thing they don't have to put up with is this process of de-recruitment, just tearing people down. Some people can't take it. Some people can't take it. And you just can't lie to me, coach. And I look at some programs. I'm not gonna call no names, but even they know it. I will say this: one guy left for school here in the SEC, got to his other school, and he said, "I look forward to joining a program that actually has a quarterback development program." I had to look and say, "Wait a minute, where you coming from? Oh my God, what? You can't do like that." But that's his truth, not mine. Not a quarterback don't know what we need to do from 1 week to the next. So maybe DeBoer understands this and knows that, as I say, like, DeBoer's too nice. Oh, is he? Is he? And perhaps this was discussed with the athletic director. Hey, it's going to take me a few years to get my people in, to install my way. I can show you titles after that. Give me 3 years, and then you'll see. And what I do recognize, I've always recognized, a lot of coaches, they keep adding younger players, and they tell their athletic directors that in a few years we're gonna get it turned over, but the older players leave, or they don't, because they don't get no play. The younger players don't know what they're doing, and it becomes a revolving circle of confusion and dismal performance until the AD say, "You know what, you fired. You fired." So, but if the board is starting this from day one, say, "Hey, I come down there, but based on what everything's going on, NIL portal, 3 years to get up to speed." I know Christian Nation, we don't play it like that, but 3 years to get totally up to speed. And then we should start producing titles, which ain't too bad, because I guess we gave Saban like 4 years and he won a title in 3 years. So I can dig it. But I'm just trying to explain what's going on, because there's not a lot of movement in the portal. We are negative in the portal. We are negative at least 11 players. Negative 11 players in the portal, maybe 12. And I'm wondering, is there some kind of a methodology behind that? Let's check out this chat real quick. What was it? Chris Williams. Ismi says Kentucky QB retired. Said he was going to open up a bake shop. That's what I'm talking about, man. I will remind people, football hurts. That's first. It's fun. Depending on who you are, that may be second. But football hurts. What is going on here with this phone? But it does hurt. And next message, he says, he said, "I can't wait to see the staff report." And we got one gone. I think it's Coach Shepard, the wide receiver coach. He's gone. He's probably gone because he wasn't getting enough people to stick around. I thought that was a problem. I mean, people just up and just dipping. I don't like that. I mean, I guess they say maybe, I don't know, maybe left for just greener pastures, but it seems like he didn't have the relationship we need in that position because we got players dipping. I don't like that. So all the best to him. I didn't like that crazy mess he said about being in Neyland Stadium. We shouldn't be worried about the noise. If we not worried about if we worried about the noise, we're not doing what we supposed to do. No. You should have been at practice making as much noise as you possibly could, because obviously that's the case of somebody who don't have no clue about playing in the SEC. That's half of these stadiums, maybe even 2/3 of the stadiums that they play in is a noise is a problem. It's a huge problem. South Carolina is a problem, and the problem there is they're loud. It ain't a lot of people, but they're always loud. Mississippi State, same thing. Cowbells ringing in your ear. So don't come talking about if we're focused on. Don't just poo-poo it like that. Anyway, just get your stuff and get out, man. I was sick of him when he said that. I was sick of the fact that we didn't use enough receivers. If they weren't ready to catch Jalen's ball, which I do not think that's the case, then I don't know. I'm glad he gone. Let's just switch it up. Ryan needs to be a better blocker and so on and so forth. We need to get some people ready to play. I'm sick of him. Bye. Good riddance. Holla at your player. Next, NIL is stealing culture. Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, the days of playing for the logo. Everybody played for the logo at one time, and then it's like we always had Mama back here. Mama has taken the forefront. Yeah, we playing for Mama. I just think you gotta be until they go through the loan process. So think of contracts and CBAs and unions before they get to all that. Some coach gotta say, I gotta bring Mama in here. What if you spent 30 days bringing folks' parents to campus, not during practice time? You know, if for the football team, if you could bring them to town for like 2 weeks, I know people got to take off. Some people like their jobs. They can't really quit their jobs. But what if you bring folks' mom and bring them to campus? Like, several weekends, lay it out for them. Build that relationship with the parents. So some of them guys, they go, Mom, I'm about to leave. Boy, why you going to leave and coach the boy like that? Coach the boy's a nice man. Where you going? I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm spitballing. Whatever happened for 20 years, not the physical nature of make them quit, run the ball down their chest, and, on defense, hit them hard, help them up, tell them to be right back, to quote the great Bear Bryant. None of it. I ain't talking about forget about that, but all the other stuff you use to motivate players, you got to get something else. Everybody with a mama get a big body Benz. All the daddies get big trucks. I don't know. You got to do something to keep these parents got to be like working with you. Forget them agents. It's like the man said, Coming to America he's a Mighty Shop. He said, I ain't never heard of no man getting no loving from no woman because how he cut his hair. You got to press a daddy. So it's the other way around for the boys. We got to go press these mothers. And daddies too, if they there. Daddy pretty easy. You give them some stogies and give them a truck, he'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? What's $100,000 amongst friends? Get that man a truck. Give him some AutoZone, $5,000 coupon, do something to get it. But mama, if you get mama to fall in love with the University of Alabama, you might increase your retention. That's all I'm saying. Next up here. Yeah. I think you're talking about the one in Florida State. Yeah. They're saying this basketball coach is being sued by 5 former players. I was going to talk about this tomorrow because of things that he promised he didn't. I don't know all the facts of the case, but he promised $250,000 to several players. Did he promise it to them all together while they was in the room together or an email? I don't know. Should be interesting. But like I just said, according to this guy who was reviewing this book called Meat Market, one thing that has changed You're not going to de-recruit me by tearing me down more than I want to be torn down, because I can leave automatically. And you're not going to be able to lie to me. So whatever that was, the guy at the University of Florida, or are you talking about the guy at Florida who had a lawsuit? Because there was two things going on. Florida's getting kind of messy. I like it because it's not at Alabama. I like it. Let's see. Time will tell, though. Time will tell, and the results will be the decider whether he's right or wrong. Am I sold on DeBoer, Kalen DeBoer? Not totally, but I'm sold on the Crimson Tide. I have been for several decades. And let's face it, it all looks like a mismatch from time to time. I mean, let's see. It's me saying, Florida football first in there. Yeah, so that's the Florida football case. That's where the one guy said he was lied to. Well, Florida State has, I think, 5 or 6 former players are suing that. They're going after the Florida State coach. But anyway, when I look at DeBoer sometimes, everything kind of looks like a mismatch. Whether it's, DeBoer at Alabama, running QB Milroe and DeBoer looks like a mismatch at times, and a putrid offense in DeBoer because he's known for more prolific offenses from out there. And then Alabama and crappy defense. Just a mismatch. So he has time. He doesn't have forever, but there's enough time to do it all. And at this point, he should certainly realize how passionate we are as the Crimson Tide faithful. And he must understand that you not get only everyone's best effort in a game, but you get their best performances of the season 96% of the time. So as we enter 2025, be ready, coach, to exceed your own expectations, because that's what we'll be doing as well. My early prediction: the Crimson Tide football team ends the 2025 regular season at 10-2 or better with an unknown QB. I'm locking it in right now today. The talent is there, and more is on the way. The only question is that do we have the conductor that can keep this freight train of a dynasty on the championship track? Coach DeBoer, you're driving a freight train, man. And the average freight train, by the way, has an average of 4,000 horsepower. Freight trains don't do what you did down there in Oklahoma. They don't do what you did over there in Tennessee. They don't stop for nothing. Only reason they slow down is for physics. So, Coach DeBoer, no more driving like you driving one of them little trains through the malls, trying not to hit those early walkers. The people be walking in the mall, trying to go around them. Yeah, that's his job. No. You're going to blow through it all, cuz, or you ain't going to be here long. Blow through it all and watch all the creatures explode right in front of you. Well, y'all know what I mean. I ain't mean to be so graphic, but you know what I mean. One more from It's Me. Caitlin got some coaches to replace. Yeah, if that's what it takes. He certainly has some coaches it's a freight train, man. This ain't no mall train. It's a freight train. 4,000. Big engine. Blowing things up. Actually talked to a guy who worked at the baseball dad, and he worked at the Norfolk, I think. Talk about them drivers, telling him how stuff it's on the track. Next thing, windshield need cleaning. God! Oh! Woo! But folks, not going to keep you long today. That's all I have for this week. And remember to join us here every Monday at 7:30. Please poke that like button right in the eye before you go. And please remember to watch Iron Bowl debates. We go live at 6 p.m. on most Wednesdays, not this one because that's New Year's Day. I think DC's on vacation. We go live on Fridays, usually in the afternoons. But, to make it easy, just click that notification bell so you'll know when to ignore your job and start paying attention to us. Tomorrow, I will be on at 10:30, getting ready for a noon kickoff for the Crimson Tide. For our last contest of the 2024 season, I'll be here. Please join. You bring the happy fingers, and I'll provide the deep thoughts and laughs as we watch the Crimson Tide roll to victory. Click on the notification bell, like I said, so when I drop or go live, you won't miss a thing. Tell your Tide friends about us here on Tight Sports, right here on YouTube. You can also find us on Blue Sky, Facebook, and Tight Sports Talk on X. Go over and support the Sharpshooters podcast because they rolling with the Tide also. Roll Tide to your sharpshooter. And to relieve stress, you can go over and heckle the guys over there at Auburn Addicts or Water Cooler Talk podcast. Check out Bubba and the Old Man. While he does do a good job with his stats, Bubba does do a good job, but they spend their time trying to collect money, trying to get lawyers to get Cam Newton more eligibility. Pitiful. But check them out. It's hysterical laughter over there. Them rascals, they just be all over the place. But with that, we'll see you next time around the herd. And always, always remember, roll, Tide, roll.